Okay, this video is a little bit different than most. This video I just basically address some of the questions and comments in the 30 hits of acid video. As you see, I try to diligently try to answer and reply to most everybody, best I can. But sometimes it's just easier for me to make a video about it, like now. So let's see. One of the more common questions I've seen is, what is a hit of acid? Is a hit of acid, how many UGs are in a hit of acid? I guess I guess that terminology reflects my age. I think that may be a generational thing, or it could be a location thing. Maybe it's just in Southern California or Southwest where I grew up. But a hit of acid is basically a tab of acid. We didn't call it tabs back then, we called them hits. How many UGs are in a hit of acid, or a tab of a hit of acid? I don't know. We didn't refer to the potency of a hit of acid or a tab of acid. We didn't refer to it in terms of UG. We had names for it instead. Now, I'm not saying that some people didn't measure in UG, but it wasn't common, nor were test kits. Your test kit was your tongue, basically. And this is back in the 90s, right? I don't know when this stopped. I stopped paying attention. I just kind of assumed that it was always like that. But I guess it got high tech. Technology progressed, or got cheaper, so that more people could access it. Because I'm sure you could measure acid back then in UGs, but I never once heard anybody refer to it in UGs. When I used to buy sheets of acid, which are 100 hits or tabs as a sheet. I'd buy several at a time sometimes, and we didn't have a test kit. Didn't ask anybody about a UG. I didn't even know what the fuck a UG was. We had terms, names for them, like this is microdot, this is purple haze, this is window pane, this is blotter, this is green acid, this is orange acid, this is orange sunshine, blah 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 blah, right? And some people would say double dipped, whatever that means. It still doesn't tell you the UGs, right? So what we would do is just take it. If I was going to buy 3 sheets, I'd typically take 1 or 2 hits, tabs off of each sheet. If I got high, then I know what it was. I mean, obviously there's it's some advantages to test kits, and there's definitely some advantages to knowing how many UGs are in a hit, but that wasn't very common. In fact, I never saw anybody do that. Anybody. And in my whole life, I still haven't seen anybody bust out a test kit. Only online have I seen people refer to it in UGs. On the street, maybe nowadays it's a little different, but back then, no. And when I sold, people would come up to you and they'd be like, hey, they didn't say, hey man, can I get 3 tabs? How many UGs are your tabs? Like, hey bro, can I get 3 hits? Pretty good. Like, they're bomb. Like 3 for 10. There you go. Poosh. That's it. But that's it. A hit and a tab are the same things. Same thing. Just different terminologies, different decades apart, maybe. What was the other question? A guy named Tom Payton 84, 86 or something like that was talking. He said, surprised you don't have HPPD. For those of you who don't know what that is, I guess that's like some permanent effects that you have if you do psychedelics, like seeing tracers or seeing patterns in walls or stuff like that. Color perceptions may be changing, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what it is either. In fact, I've heard of the term again back in the 90s and whatever. I didn't even heard of that until I got online. So I didn't even heard of that until I got on YouTube in like 2009, 2010. HPPD. It's supposed to be some permanent effects, side effects that you get if you do too much psychedelics. When he was describing it in his comment, I was like, wait a minute. I thought that was normal. I really did. I thought that that was just a normal thing, because I guess I do have HPPD, because I do see tracers. When I go like this, I see tracers. If I stare at a wall and it has the textures to it, I do see patterns coming out of it, or I do see it breathe a little bit, even when I'm not high. But it's been like that since I was a teenager. It's been like that since I started doing acid when I was like 14. And I do kind of recall, it's been a long time since I've thought about this, because I'm so used to it that I ignore it, and it's commonplace. It doesn't seem to affect anything I do. It's not annoying. I just ignore it. It doesn't bother me. I've had it for so long that it's just there, right? I guess it'd be like if you had some sort of visual impairment, and it's slight. It's not like it affects anything I do. It's not like when I'm on acid, right? If I'm on acid, it's the traces are really exaggerated, or whatever I'm saying. But I do have a little bit of residual, I guess. But I guess I do remember when I was a teenager, at a certain point after like a year or so of doing acid, I do remember I thought to myself, wait a minute, I'm seeing these tracers, because I didn't know what a tracer was until I started doing psychedelics. But then I thought, I'm seeing these tracers like now, like, you know, it's like, well, I'm still seeing these tracers, right? So I'm still seeing this, and I do remember I did take note of that when I was, you know, started doing acid. So I guess that is a real thing, and I guess I do have that impairment, if you want to call it that. Yeah, shit. I'm about out of time on this video. I'm gonna have to. My phone is flashing at me like I'm about out of memory. So I will have to continue on. Hope those answered a couple of your questions. I got some more I'm going to lay down after I make some room on this fucking camera or phone. Yeah. So thanks for watching, y'all. Thanks for commenting. Hope I addressed a couple of those questions, comments. Oh, you know what? Do I have enough time? I do have enough time. Third question. How many hits or tabs of acid do you think you've done in your life? Not including the 30 hits of acid thing, because I'm not sure exactly what that was. I guess between 150 to 200. You know, I probably definitely tripped over, probably close to 100 times. You know, so actually, now that I think about it, I've tripped at least 100 times. So maybe a little more, maybe 2 to 250, somewhere around there, right around the 200. We'll go with that number. I'm pretty confident in that one. That's just acid. That's not shrooms or DMT or anything like that.